Welcome to another edition of Travel Leaders Tri-Cities on News Talk 870 KFLD. Your host, John McKay, and the star of the show, Sandra. And I was looking at the trunk that we have, and I don't recall, you know those travel stickers that everybody gets?
Yes.
I don't recall one for India.
Oh, well, I don't know. Is there a Travel Leaders sticker out there? We need to have it.
Absolutely.
If there isn't one, we need to have it. Well,
Absolutely.
Here I am, and it's the beginning of 2015, which I think is going to be a really great year.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. We're 15 years now into the new decade, or the new whatever. And we just published our first quarterly newsletter, and it was a beautiful piece, and I'm really excited. We have copies in our office, but I just wanted to invite all of our listeners out there that if they want to receive information from us on a quarterly basis, direct mail into your mailbox, please give us a call and we will put you on our distribution list. We're trying to grow that list. But it's not just commercials. It's really great information and travel tips and ideas about what's hot this year and where you should think about going and where the bargains are. So give us a call. And this is your personal invitation to join us for the first event of the year, which is going to be the sales rep from Viking River Cruises, January 28th at Clover Island at 6:30. And he's going to come and talk about not only river cruising, which is the hottest thing going with Viking, but and Sonia and I just did Bordeaux on Viking last December.
Yes, we did.
Awesome. I'm going to introduce her in a second. But he's also going to talk about ocean cruises. They're launching their first cruise ship, and they have 2 more on order. So if you've thought about trying to do anything with Viking, come and join us. Call Jan in our Richland office, 943-4686. Put your name on the list so we know we have a chair for you when you show up. And that's my plug for the year. So now we're going to talk about, and you told us already, we're going to talk about India. And there's a reason.
Yes.
So I happen to have with us today Sonia Sannon, who is one of my co-workers at Travel Leaders. She's my buddy, and she was also my roommate for an entire week in Bordeaux. She lived in the same little teeny cruise cabin with me for 7 days, and we're still friends. It's scary.
We had a blast, though, didn't we?
We had a superb time. And she is from India and started thinking last year about what would it be to put a group together to do India. And I think we're being very successful. So I invited her here today to talk about the group we're going to do, the fact that we're hosting a second event coming up, which will focus on India. We'll talk about the pricing, where it's going, and I'm already going to apologize for totally messing up words that I can't pronounce.
I will take care of that. Don't you worry about that.
Sonia will help me. But we have a group going, and I wanted to invite everybody to join us at Clover Island on February 5th. We actually have the representative from SITA, which is the company we've booked this tour through. He's based in Vancouver, BC, and we enticed him to come all the way down here and talk about the trip to India. So to me, India was sort of one of those bucket list things. I thought, oh, maybe I want to go, but I don't know. And if you have thought about going to India, this is the trip for you. I'm enticed. I'm excited about it. So, Sonia, we're going to talk about India today.
Yes, we are.
So we have a group of people already, a little small core group of 6 people that have already booked and committed. And what makes that great is that we don't have to worry about the trip being canceled.
No, we don't.
Because we have this group. And so tell us a little bit about what we're doing here.
So here we go. So we have a 10-day jam-packed itinerary to India. It's not just the Golden Triangle, which people usually do. Taj Mahal is one of the cities the sites people want to go see. So obviously that's going to be one of the main attractions. Apart that, we are going to take them to Jaipur, where they see the Amber Fort. Then we're going to take to Khajuraho. That's where those sculptures are that you have probably never heard. One of the most beautiful temples. They were built in 1950 to 1020 AD. So these are very, very old, very fascinating. Then we also go to Nepal, Kathmandu. You get to go if you decide to, is a side excursion to Mount Everest. So we are trying to combine so many different sites to make sure you get a glimpse of India. India is a huge country. It's just going to be one of the best itineraries, I think.
Yeah, I really was blown away by it. And so we're going to go into great detail about what's offered on this tour. And the departure date on it is October 18th.
Yes.
Of
We
this
meet
year.
in India on the 18th.
Right.
Yes.
So we would leave. We'll talk about that. It's a 10-day tour.
Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
And I'm going to mention that going with Sita World Tours is a good choice. When you do some of these a little bit bucket listy trips, to India or South America or whatever, super important that you go with a reliable company.
And certain companies that's kind of like in their wheelhouse. They like the experts on this.
And so Sita World Tours is a preferred supplier of national travel leaders. And they were started in 1933, so they've been around a long, long time. They have a great track record. So you don't want to... I just had this happen this week. Somebody called me about a tour company based in Europe, never heard of them, went online to look for them, looked a little dicey. I said, why do you want to do this when you can go with a company we know that we sell that's reliable? You don't want to do that. So I would say Sita World Tours is one of those people. And so here's a chance for you to see India and Nepal with a built-in group, which is private. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be dumped in a big bus of 40 people. You're going to have your own group. And because we already have enough participation, this is a departure that will not be canceled.
No, it won't be canceled. It's a go.
It's an absolute go. So October 18th of this year, 10 days. So let's talk about the itinerary.
All right. So the tour itself starts in Delhi, India, which is the heart of India. That's where our parliament building is. Everybody sits and fights over all those politics stuff, right? It's all there. So we start in Delhi. We spend there 2 nights, and they take you to a bunch of different sites in Delhi itself. For example, when you're there, you go to Qutub Minar, which is Humayun, one of the emperors. His tomb is there. They have a bunch of other stuff that you get to see, the Parliament House, the President's Palace. So it's actually pretty neat. And they try to take you to a bazaar, which is the most fascinating thing in India. You'll have gazillions of people buying these colorful things, and it's just amazing. It's an experience in itself, I think.
Well, what you brought back for, Sonia's gone to visit family for a couple of years. We always love it when she goes because she comes back and we get the most beautiful scarves. And this last year were great bracelets, and the shopping in India has to be amazing.
It is.
I would love that.
And I want that time for my clients to go and walk in the bazaar and get those beautiful jewelry, the scarves. It's amazing. You probably won't find them here, not even at TJ Maxx.
No, you won't.
And also, one thing I want to mention, a lot of people know Gandhi. So they also take him, the group also gets to visit Rajghat. That's where Gandhi has his funeral pyre. So it's very, very actually neat. When you go, you get to spend some time there. It's amazing to be there. So calm, so peaceful, and it's amazing, actually. And then we hop on and go to Amber Fort, which is in Rajasthan, Jaipur. A lot of people have heard about Jaipur. I think you have seen, can't remember the name of the movie. That hotel movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the most famous movies.
Sunshine.
Oh, my gosh, I can't remember.
Oh, my gosh.
Total
It
blank.
was retired people.
Gold,
yes, something.
All right, let's not waste time on that because I can't remember.
No, but it was great.
So that was the city it was filmed in. It's actually a very neat city, Jaipur. You'll see a different
Marigold
site.
Hotel.
Marigold.
Thank you very much.
So you will get to see that. They take you to Amber Fort, which is another fascinating fort. It has different sections to it, and one of the sections is all glass building. All glass, nothing else. They say if you light 2 candles, it looks like there's thousands and gazillions of stars. That's how it looks like. Why there was a glass building? Because in olden days, the women were not supposed to go out They had to be inside the house. So this emperor built this fort for her, this section of the fort, so she could stand in her balcony and look at the stars. She loved looking at stars. So when you go inside, it's all glass and it's beautifully done.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
That
So
is
I
amazing.
have a vision in my mind of what Jaipur is like.
Oh, it's beautiful. And whatever vision you have, it's pretty close to that, let me tell you that. If you've seen the movie and if you look at that, but yeah.
Wow. So there's all kinds of things that you are going to see there, and all of it is like antiquities. There's a stone tower from the 12th century in Jaipur. And we didn't mention it, but all of the hotels that are being used on this trip are 4 and 5 star. So back in Delhi, the hotel that's being used is the Morita. You can pronounce
Maria Sheraton.
Thank you very much. And it's a premium luxury.
It's a 5-star, actually.
Yeah. So the hotels that are being used, when you see the price, you'll be amazed because the hotels that are being used are all very high-end hotels. Same thing in Jaipur. It's the ITC Rajputana Hotel.
Very good job.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
The best hotel in Jaipur is the
Yes,
one
it
they're
is.
using.
Yes, they are.
So that's really great. Okay, tell them about the elephant ride.
Okay, that's very cool, actually. You get to ride the elephant and go up to the fort. It's coming back, of course, they're going to probably use something else, a rickshaw, whatever they use. But you get to ride the elephant. It's a 15, 20 minutes ride up the hill, and it's beautiful. And you get to see the river on one side, I think. And the fort is up top, the way it's sitting. And it's just an amazing sight right from up top
As
as
if
well.
riding an elephant weren't amazing enough.
I
know,
Isn't
see?
that great? Yes, and you're going to go see centuries-old landmarks. And the City Palace, I don't know what that is. What is that?
They have a lot of, I think it's a museum kind of a thing. And then they go to Jantar Mantar. To see, how they use all those old stuff to look at the stars and the sun and the planets. So it's a pretty cool place. You probably have not seen that in the world. Actually, it's one of those places. They have very old stuff too.
So the town, the city itself of Jaipur dates back.
Way back when.
Way back.
Anything in India, you have to remember, it's a very old civilization. So anything you see is very old. It has a lot of history behind it. A lot of culture behind it, so yeah.
Well, this is a very busy itinerary, and they're going to keep you moving and grooving on this thing, aren't they?
They are.
Sounds like it.
So the next place we go to on this tour, this is pretty cool. The next place we
Yes,
go
ma'am.
to is
Taj Mahal.
yes,
Ooh.
we're driving to Agra.
It's a beautiful. I took my kids and my husband to Taj Mahal a few years back. They were mesmerized by it. It was such a beautiful building. Again, it's just all marble, white marble. And the way the sun reflects on it, sometimes it kind of looks a little pinkish. So it's just another breathtakingly beautiful place.
I'm going to interrupt you. We need to take a break.
Yes, a very quick one.
A quick one, and we come back. We'll give you more information about this tour. We're now on day 5 of 10. So we'll give you more information about the trip because I know you're going to want to do this.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with News Talk 870. And we are back on Travel Leaders Tri-Cities on News Talk 870 with your host, John McKay. And, well, I'm still thinking about riding an elephant in India. Let's take it where we left off with this incredible vacation.
This is really kind of more than a vacation. To me, this is a real change of pace, kind of a, out of your comfort zone, holy cow, bucket list.
No cows. No.
Oh, that's right. No cows. No cows. We're talking India here. So welcome back. I brought with me my my guru of all things Indian, and that would be Sonia Sanan, my buddy who I work with at Travel Leaders. And we left off just going to the Taj Mahal. Can you imagine? Mm-hmm. And what was amazing to me is the time of day that they're going there.
Yes, in the evening. They will be there to see the sunset. Can you imagine Taj Mahal looking when the sunset is going. It's a beautiful, beautiful sight again. One thing I do want to mention, it's Taj Mahal, it took 17 years to build it, and 22,000 people, actually, it took them 22,000 people to build this building. Again, Shah Jahan, which was the emperor, he built it for his wife. So it's a symbol of love.
Okay.
So he wanted to make sure there's nothing in the world that looks like Taj Mahal. So he was able to achieve that. So
I guess so, because it's world famous.
one
It's
happy
like-
woman.
Well, the Taj Mahal is one of the wonders of the world.
Yes, it
one of
is.
the
So
seven
you get to
wonders
go
of
to
the world.
India and see the Taj Mahal at sunset. I thought that was quite amazing. And in Agra, again, you're staying in a beautiful hotel, I'm going to kill this one, the ITC Mugha
Wonderful. Mughal Sheraton.
on 35 acres of gardens near the Taj Mahal.
Wow.
Opulent, amazing, definitely a 5-star hotel. And you get to do this in conjunction with that beautiful, beautiful visit to the Taj Mahal. And you're also going to sites that are very famous and protected for both the Muslims, the Hindus, and the Akbar the Great in the 16th century was involved in all of this.
Yes, and it's called Fatehpur Sikri. To make
Wow.
your life easy, right?
I can't pronounce that. Okay, what are we doing on day 6?
On day 6, we're going to take a train ride. It's 2.5 hours to go from Agra to Jhansi. And it's just a normal train ride.
Right.
Ride is nothing to jump up and down for, but it's a
Right.
great train ride. And then we visit some temples, which were built in the 16th century. Then we head to Khajuraho, and that's where they have everything carved out of stones and everything. It's in the walls, and it's another amazing sight.
And we were talking about this morning, and you said, oh, you've probably seen pictures of it, but I haven't. And I said mosaic, and you said no.
It's all. These are all carvings. These are all carved statues, and it actually represent our normal life. The statues represent it all. So they have some Kama Sutra stuff going on. They have some normal stuff going on. It's actually pretty fascinating.
And it dates back between the 9th and 13th century.
Yes, it does.
So quite old.
Quite old, and some of them are destroyed. And there's some of them are kept really nicely, and so you get to see. And there are two sides of it. There's a west side of temples, and there's the east side of temples. So you get to visit both.
Okay. And we're staying at the Radisson Joss.
Khajuraho.
Thank you. which is another very good hotel.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so now we're on to day 7. We mentioned visiting the west and east temples, and we are going to do that. And then we are going to the airport, and you have to pronounce this town.
Varanasi.
Varanasi, India's holiest city, on the banks of the Ganges.
That's right. And not too many people from here, I would say, can go there or would want to go there, because this is one of the cities which is not usually a lot of people go to when they visit India. But we wanted to include that because it shows you the real life of India. Ganges is one of the purest river for us. They say if you take a dip in the river, you are sin-free. So there we go. We all gonna go
I'd
dip.
have to do more than a dip, wouldn't I, John?
All right, 5 dips for you, 2 for me. We are done.
True.
So that's the holiest city, and you will enjoy. Actually, they're doing a little cruise on day 8 on the river, and you get to see all these sages worshiping. They take a dip in the Ganges, and they offer the water to sun, and it's a pretty spectacular.
Well, we skipped the fact that we're doing a rickshaw ride.
Yes, we are.
And to witness tell me what that is, an
Aarti.
RT.
What it is, it's you light a little oil lamp, and then you offer your prayers to God. And what it is, when they do it at the Ganges River, what it is, you actually have the fire, the air. What are the 4 things? Earth, fire, air, and water.
Right.
And you're offering that to God with the pure soul and praying to God.
Wow.
And you will see not just 1 or 2, you will see thousands of people with that lantern doing that every evening.
I was
in
going to say,
Varanasi.
how often does this happen?
Every evening.
Every
Morning and
evening.
evening they try to do that, yes.
Wow.
Wow.
And it's
That
a
would
sight
be
to see.
quite the thing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so then we are going to actually take a cruise on the river.
That's right.
And we're going to watch people do the rising sun worship. The old city. How old? Pretty old?
This one is pretty old. To this, like I said, I don't know exactly the date, but these are very, very old cities.
Very neat. Okay, and then an evening dinner with Nepalese dancing.
That's in Nepal. That's right,
Right.
because you move on to Nepal.
Oh, I forgot that part. We're flying to Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal.
That's right.
And we're staying there at the Hyatt Regency.
Yes.
And we're having a dinner with dancing, and we're visiting the sites of Kathmandu. Most tours to India don't include Nepal. This is pretty out there, so I'm very interested in that. And then day 9, local town and villages, and we're visiting a handicraft center.
That's right. I personally have not been to Nepal, and I've heard a lot about it. Would love to go myself to Nepal
I would
because,
too.
again, this is not part of India. It's a small little country by itself. So, but you get to see, again, a lot of temples, a lot of their Kathmandu city itself, the city tour. So it's a full day there that you get to do their bazaar and everything. And you can actually take an excursion, if you want to Mount Everest.
Which is what I was going to mention next. This tour actually has an option, and when we talk about prices, you'll be amazed, of a flight seeing trip, 1 hour long, Mount Everest.
Oh my!
I would do that.
Oh yes,
I would definitely
the tallest
do
mountain
that.
in the world.
Can you imagine the sight from up top? You're looking at it.
Yeah,
Breathtakingly beautiful.
$264 per person for that tour of Mount Everest, and I have to tell you, you would easily pay that to take a helicopter tour on Kauai. Can you imagine doing that to the top of Mount Everest? I can't
Wow.
even imagine it. So that is an affordable deal. And now the last day, we're in Kathmandu city, we're touring, and we are now going to leave Kathmandu, fly back to Delhi, where they have thought of everything. There's even a day room. So if your flight is in the evening, which it usually is.
Yes, they're usually pretty, like 2 in the morning or 4 in the morning. So we will have a day room, and we can arrange that.
Right. So they have a day room available. Okay, let's talk about what this thing's going to cost, because we've gone on and on for 10 days. Busy itinerary with absolutely everything included.
I'm still thinking about the elephant ride.
I know. We'll tell you what it includes in a second, but let's talk about this amazing price. So, $3,075 per person for 10 days gets you all of this with 5-star hotels. This does not include your airfare. And also an additional $713 for your international airfare because you have 2 flights within India, which is really standard. When I went to Tanzania, we paid one price for the safari and we paid for internal air for the couple of little flights that we did, and it's an extra. So keeping in mind, $3,075 per person, internal airfare for your flights of $713.
From, depending, when they book it. So making sure that's...
Right. So that could change, but not a lot. And so $3,800 for 10 days.
Wow.
Fully escorted or hosted.
Elephants, Mount Everest, Taj
yeah,
Mahal.
Mount Everest is the extra. That's
Kathmandu.
$265. All of this stuff. Taj Mahal, Delhi, Jaipur, Agra, all of the above. So what's included? It includes your breakfast every day, and it includes some meals. Like there was a couple of mentions of dinner and dancing. I think there's 2 dinners included. The rest of the time, you'll have somebody along with you to recommend restaurants where you will feel safe, secure, and comfortable that you can eat there, because that's an issue. And the hotels, as we noted, pretty much all 5-star. There might be a 4-star in the bunch, but very, very nice hotels. Transfers where they're going to pick you up at the airport and then take you back to the airport. English-speaking guides for all of the sightseeing. Entrance fees for everything that was mentioned.
Ooh.
Baggage handling, the elephant ride, the sunset visit to the Taj Mahal, The boat ride on the, I say Ganges, you say
Ganga.
Gunga.
There we go.
Okie dokie. The arty ceremony by rickshaw on the river, folk dancing, and your train fares. Whew. Wow. All of that for that price. So I have to repeat. If we're enticing you, and oh my God, I'm not doing my job, or Sonia's not, if we're not, we want you to join us for our sponsored event. There's no obligation of any kind, but we want you to join us at Clover Island on February 5th, where we have a representative from SITA coming down to talk about this tour, giving all of the little details. Maybe there's something we missed. I'm not sure.
I think we did pretty good.
I do.
Yeah.
6 o'clock, Clover Island. Please call Sonia at our Richland office at 943-4686 to reserve this tour. I think, I'm sorry, not to reserve the tour, but to reserve your spot at the February 5th event. And then, of course, we'd love you to book it and join this group of people that are going. It's going to be unbelievable. And, you know, we gave you a really quick journey here without all the details. There's way more detail for everything we've talked about. And if you're interested, we would really appreciate it if you would take the time to come down on the 5th and visit with us, because it's, you know, this is a little bit out of the norm go lay on a beach tour. And I think the more you're educated about it and you know what you're going to see, the better off it's going to be for you. So coming to that event, I think, is really a key component of going to India on this tour. And again, fantastic trip, won't be canceled. Your private group, you're not going to be thrown on a bus with 35 other people. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, I think.
Absolutely.
So please call Sonia, 943-4686. She's really a beautiful, wonderful person. I'm very prejudiced and a member of our fantastic Travel Leader staff. She would be thrilled to talk to you about this tour, I know. So be Johnny on the spot and call us. And Travel Leaders can make it happen for you. Don't miss this opportunity. It's going to be great. Thanks, Sonia, for coming.
Thank you.
Yes.
We'll see you on the 5th.
Right.
Bet. And until next time, when we take you to another place that you need to go, we'll see you with Travel Leaders Tri-Cities right here on News Talk 870.